Okay, in this video, I will be talking about tuples in Python. So tuples are pretty much like lists in Python, except there's a few constraints. So one is that we assume the things in there are ordered. The things in there are unchangeable, and we're okay with repeats in there. So let's make a simple tuple here. I'm going to call it my tuple. And with tuples, it's like unlike lists where we use the brackets, we're going to use parentheses. So 1, 2, 3, 1. This will be our simple tuple. Going to add a breakpoint here. And if we go to our debug console, we could do a quick printout of our tuple. You can see is 1, 2, 3, 1. So let's say if we want to access certain elements of the tuple, it's going to be the same way as we did for lists and strings. So you have my tuple and then let's say 0. So for 0 element, it's going to be 1. And maybe you want to access elements 1 through the first two elements. So 0, 2, 0 colon 2, you can see is 1, 2. So those are your lists of the tuples that are between 0 to 2. And to show the point that you can't change or modify your tuple, let's say we had my tuple 0, and let's say we wanted to set it equal to 7, you can see that you're going to get an error saying that tuple object does not support item assignment. So that just means that you can't change it, which is the unchangeable property of it. Okay, so with my tuple, you can see that there's a few different function calls that's available. You have count and index. So with count, you could see that you could count how many times the number 1 shows up. You could see that it shows up twice. The number 2 shows up 1 time, and so on. And then my tuple has the index function, which will tell you which is the first index that the value shows up in the tuple. So the first index that 1 shows up is the 0th index, so it's the first place. The first location where 2 shows up is the first or the second index, or 0 counting as starting from 0 is going to be the first index, which is the second element, and so on. So that wraps up our talk on tuples, and I'll see you in the next one.